Hi, welcome to my latest video. Today I'm going to be changing my power steering fluid. As you can see there, the old fluid down in there is quite dark. This car's done about 150,000 miles. It's about 10 years old. No, coming on 11 years old now. And that's the original fluid. I've never changed it. The steering works fine. It's not noisy. There's no clonking or grinding noises from the steering. It works fine, but it's just preventative maintenance really. The easiest way to renew the fluid is actually to change the reservoir itself. It makes the job a lot easier, and there's an important reason for renewing this reservoir. These are about £25 on eBay. Other sites are available, and down inside, let's see if we can see inside this one. You can't really see very well there. That sort of light coloured circle is the top of a filter, and the filter's built into the bottle. Okay, you can't change it. When that gets clogged up, the fluid is not going to flow very well. So by changing the canister, the actual reservoir bottle, as well as the fluid, it means that we're renewing that filter. The fluid that we need to use is this. This is Halford's brand. It's central hydraulic fluid, not power steering fluid. Okay, so you're looking for this CHF, you can see there, CHF 202. Okay, CHF 202, not power steering, this is hydraulic fluid. Now, to change this over, it's a little bit fiddly. What we need to do is actually take off this pipe. So, just so we can see what's what here, that's like that. The big connection here, this one here, goes down to the pump. Okay, so the fluid flows down out of the reservoir on this outer large connection here. This smaller one in the middle is the return, and that comes up in the middle of the filter. Okay, so what it means is that fresh fluid that's poured in doesn't immediately get filtered. That goes straight down through the pump, but anything coming back from the pump and back from the steering rack comes up and then gets filtered as it enters the reservoir. The beauty of that is that we can actually remove this hose using some long nose pliers or a pipe wrench. Just compress that, somehow pull that hose off, put it onto the outlet here, leave this plug, this cap in place, take this cap, put it on here, and we then have the ability to pour new fluid, new clean fluid into this bottle, and it'll get sucked down and brought back up into here, and then using something like this, a syringe with a bit of hose, we can suck out the old fluid to stop it overflowing. You don't actually even need the engine to be running to do that, because if you just sort of lift this bottle up a bit, it will slowly balance out just under gravity really. The fluid will flow down and come back up, and you just keep sucking out the fluid and pouring new fluid in, and until you see clean fluid coming up here, and then you know the whole system's flushed through with clean fluid. And then what I need to do then is, and this is the bit I'm worried about, is remove that there. Now apparently you just press something and remove that center one, the one that's going to go onto here. I can't see it because it's underneath. It's just very difficult to get to and to see at the moment. I'm hoping once this is off, and once the bottle is disconnected from its mounting and all the fluid's taken out, I'll be able to just turn it over and easily see what I need to do. So we shall see. I've got an old towel and a milk bottle, just to avoid any spillages. I don't know if I can direct the old hose into the milk bottle. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible really. I was hoping to put a bit of garden hose or something on there really, but I might have to do it using the method with the 2 bottles really, and then just keep sucking out with the fluid, old fluid, using the syringe. Right, okay, so what I'm going to do is use the syringe to suck out the old fluid that's in here, and then I can remove this and we'll see how we get on connecting that pipe to the new reservoir. Okay. Right, slowly sucking that fluid out. Oh, I think that's most of it. You can see the colour of it. It's not nice red colour, almost black. Right, let's see if I can get that end into the milk bottle. Slowly start pushing that back in. Right, so I'll just keep at this until that reservoir is completely empty. Okay, I've used the syringe to suck out as much fluid as I can. That's not going to want to focus, is it? I don't think. Let's see, you can just about see the hole down there. It's the camera's not going to focus into that, but there's the old fluid in the milk bottle there. You can see the colour of it, it's quite black. So what I'm going to do now, I've actually managed to get the tube on the syringe down that sort of drain hole at the bottom to lower the level as much as I possibly can. I'm now going to undo this clip here, or just loosen this clip, slide it down a bit and see if that hose will come off the bottom of the old reservoir. Okay, so what I did is use the long nose pliers to push that clip, compress the clip and move it down the hose, and then just luckily that came off quite easily. You can see there's some fluid not very far down that hose, so I need to be a bit careful of spillages. That's why I've shoved this old towel in here. So I'm hoping now I can actually see see what this, you can see it's some sort of press fit connector on the bottom of that one. That's fine. I'm going to leave that exactly where it is for now, because what I need to do is to get the new reservoir, and if I can take that off there, stick that one over there we go. So that cap is on there. Now I need to put this onto that hose. Okay, so I'll do that now. Okay, before I connect up the other reservoir to the end of that outlet pipe, I've just tried to unclip this other pipe. Now it's got a weird press fit connector on it. There's a step here, okay, and what you're meant to do is press here. I think that bit there presses in slightly, but I've tried and tried and tried to release that and it won't come off. I've been pressing on it, I've even tried pliers. If I can't get that off, then this isn't going to work. So what I might have to do is get the pliers down there onto that circlip down there instead, and actually take the rubber hose off the nose of the right angled adapter and try and remove it from the bottle when it's off the car, and actually see what I'm doing. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain that actually, because I'm glad I tried that before putting this one on and starting to fill it up with new fluid. Otherwise it'd be a disaster. So I'm going to persevere with trying to get the pliers on that clip down there and see if I can just wiggle the bottle off that hose. I've got to be a bit careful because that hose sort of connects, it's got like a sort of metal end. It goes onto a metal hose, which is flexing about a bit. I don't really want to pull those things around. Yeah, this is the trouble. You talk to other people and you watch other videos online and it makes it look really easy. When you come to do it yourself, it isn't easy at all. This is why in my videos I always try to show the real world. Show all the issues and all the little problems I'm encountering. I guarantee that you guys will also come across them. Right, I'm going to have another go at this with the pliers, and if I can't remove it then it'll be game over for today. Right, I've got it. So what I did, just as I was starting to move that clip along and attempting to take this off the right angled fitting, I turned the bottle on its side like that, got the pliers in there, and then it popped off. Okay, so what I did is I pressed on that. You just have to squeeze here and here, either with strong fingers or I found pliers were required. Squeeze there and pop, off it comes. Okay, so I can now move that clip back up there, that clamp. This is pretty filthy here, so I'm going to try and leave that one in there for now so that I can equalise up the fluid, although now that that's out of there I could probably actually try and catch the fluid by turning that. I'm going to turn that and catch it in something like a little box or something. Don't really want to clip that back on again. That's the offending thing. It's that step there which yeah, be careful because there's a lot of mud and stuff in here, which I don't really want that going into the. No, it's not actually mud. It's actually part of the clip mechanism there. It looked like a stone or a bit of mud. It's actually just a bit grotty. Okay, well, I think what I'll do is I'll try and connect this in without actually clicking it in, and then I can use the two reservoir trick of filling one and sucking the fluid out of the other. Alternatively, I might be able to, yeah, I can't really get the syringe onto the end of that hose. No, I'm going to have to do it this way. Okay, right, I'm going to have to somehow rig that up there and put the new one there alongside. Right, I'll get that sorted now. I'll just put the phone down, stop filming for a moment. Okay, right, I've got two bottles in. So that one there is pushed into the end of the hose here, but I haven't moved the clip up yet. Okay, so I'm just sort of keeping that one there like that. I might actually move the clip up, seeing as that hose isn't going to come off there again. And this one, I've pushed it into the right angle thing, but not actually clicked it in. I'm hoping that will be enough to stop fluid leaking, but also to sort of fill the reservoir. So if I can put these like that, possibly, if possible, have the older one slightly lower. There we go, just like that. And that way I can pour new fluid in and gravity should bring it up into the old one. And then I can suck it out with the syringe. Let's see if that works. Right, I've just poured new fluid into the new one. It's actually green. I was expecting it to be red, but it's actually green. So I've poured that in, filled that nicely up. And what I'm waiting to see is if gravity will flow through the system and come up in that one. Do you know what? I think that is actually slowly refilling. This might take a bit of time. My worry is if I start the engine, I don't know at what rate the pump pumps fluid round, and I don't know if it only draws fluid round when you're actually steering. What I don't want to do is start the engine and have fluid instantly get sucked out of the new bottle and go pouring up and overflowing out of the old one. I'm not sure. I don't know if that would happen. If I can do it just with gravity, that would be better. I'm certainly not seeing any green fluid in there. I think there's probably a large quantity actually in the steering rack, which will take time to slowly flow through. I don't know if it's worth actually trying to turn the steering wheel with the engine off. Could try that, I suppose. Just try that and see if that has any effect at all. Just watch the level on the steering locks on. Right. Right, there we go. Right, let's see what happens. Just try and turn, just put a bit of pressure on the steering. Just see if... Right, nothing's happening at all. Just nothing's happening. That fluid's not moving at all. I don't know. I think it is actually moving very slightly. As I'm moving the steering wheel, just putting a bit of pressure on the steering, that new reservoir, I can see the level on it. If I zoom that, can you see that? I think that's coming down a bit, you know. It's definitely come down a bit. Okay. Right. Yeah, that's come down a bit. That was filled pretty much right up. Maybe I could just carefully clear this stuff out of the way and just start the engine briefly and just see what happens. I just don't really want a tsunami of fluid to go everywhere. Alright, okay, let's just try that. Let's just put these things over here for now, away from any moving parts. Get rid of that from there, put that down here. Right, let's just make sure nothing's touching any pulleys or belts. Okay. Okay, I think we're safe to start. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll start it and I'll keep a close eye on that fluid level. It could go horribly wrong. Right. I have to do is start it and then, right, let's try and zoom this again. Rest it against the car so you can, right, I'm going to start it and then I might have to do an emergency shutdown. Let's see, keep an eye on that fluid level. Gone down, right, I'll stop that straight away. Okay, that is why I didn't want to start the engine. It will take that fluid. Whoa, the old one. Let's just go back to normal zoom. Right, okay, new one is empty and that engine ran for less than a second. New one is empty, old one's virtually full. That's what I was trying to avoid, but luckily nothing's leaked or overflowed. Maybe that's the trick. Maybe that's what you have to do. You have to just do that a couple of times. Each time, stop the engine, suck out the fluid, refill the new one. All right, I'm gonna do that again until I see green fluid coming out of the old reservoir. Okay. Right. So I've sucked all the old fluid out of that one. The last sort of dregs of it looked fairly green, so it is coming round. Refilled the new one up, right up. I'm just going to start it again for about a second until I see that bottle. I mean, it'll empty really quickly. I have to start and then shut down almost straight away. That's a bit better than this. There you go. Very, very quick. Very quick. I mean, it takes a whole bottle load in about half a second. There we go, empty again. Oh, that was close. That was close, that nearly overflowed. That fluid's green. That's it. So I'm going to suck this out. New fluid in there. And that's it, as far as draining and filling. Move the pipe once, before I fill this one up. When this one's empty, and this one's still empty, swap the pipe across. Make sure the clips are in the right place. Clip it on here and then fill the new one for the last time. Okay, let's do that now. Both of these are pretty empty now. I'm just gonna twizzle that one off there. Okay, that's the old one. Would be interesting actually to cut this open and see what state the filter's in. Don't know, can't really see it. It's underneath that white cap there. Don't think we can peer in through here. It does look, you can just about see it there. The filter is quite dark on the sides. It's meant to be a translucent colour. So yeah, so well worth doing this job. As I say, the steering was absolutely fine, but it's just preventative maintenance. At least I know now that I've got nice fresh steering fluid and a nice clean filter. So what I'm going to do now is clip that, or before I clip that, move that circlip along whilst the reservoir is not in the way. Click that onto the bottom of the new bottle and move the other circlip up. I've moved down there, so move that one up slightly and position the bottle into the right place on this bracket here and fill it up, and that's it. Okay, so we're nearly there. Move that clip up, that's now nice and tight, and then on this side I've moved the, can't really see it actually, moved that other clip along and then clicked the right angle return pipe elbow onto the bottom of the new reservoir. All you do is you just push it on. When I pulled off the yellow cap that I was using to block that, there was a little bit of fluid that sort of spilled out, so just sort of get yourself ready with a towel or something. There's not that much, it's just a little bit of dribble down there. I'm not sure if power steering fluid is like brake fluid and sort of eats paints and things like that, so I might just give this a little bit of a rinse down with some, I don't know, soapy water or something, who knows, or maybe just spray it with some WD-40. Yeah, so that bottom bit is now on there. Let's see if we get the phone camera down there. There you go. Just about see that. Okay, so that just pushes up, and this bit here, top bit, clicks on over the step on the intake pipe. So what I'm going to do now, carefully lift that, push that down, it just wedges there, that just sits there like that. Just check all these hoses are nice and solid. Yeah, everything's good, nothing's loose, nothing's moving around. So now I shall get our bottle of nice clean new fluid and carefully pour some in. Now this time I need to have a look at the min-max and just make sure I don't overfill. Now the first time I run the engine I'm expecting a bit of air and that to come out, so I think what I'll do is maybe just fill it to sort of min for now. We'll just see what happens. I don't think there's any hidden fluid in there. I don't think the level will rise. But what I don't want to do is put it to max and then find there's a load of big air bubbles that come shooting up and overflow the fluid. We'll just leave the cap off for now. Let's just move a few things out of the way. Stick that over there again. That's the new. Oh, is that the new or the old? Oh, yes, there's the old one. That's the old one. I know it's the old one because it's got mud on it. That's the old one. Let's stick that down with that. That is the new cap. Just put that for now. And right, all clear. All clear, right. Okay, so that level is at minimum. I'm just going to start the engine. Now that both hoses are connected, we can actually run the engine properly. Right, let's go and have a good look. So, see what's going on. Level has gone down a little bit, so I'm just going to top that up with a bit more fresh new fluid. Now that any air should be out, I'll take that up to max. What I do need to do though is actually work the steering a little bit. Let's do that now. So that's just below maximum. Let's just reach in and try and actually see the level. It's not really working. I think I'll have to actually get in the car. Right, let's just go on a full lock. Okay. So that level hasn't actually moved. That was lock to lock, and nothing has really moved on that level. Yeah, that's fine. Still nice and green in there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that where it is. Let's put that on. There we go. Let's turn off the engine. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take this for a very quick little drive and really work that steering. I don't like moving the steering too much with the vehicle stationary. It's just going to scrub the tyres up. So just need to take this around the block. What I'm keeping a close eye on is like this little bit of fluid here, which I'm hoping got a feeling that hose isn't actually fully on there actually. Don't know. That could have been just a bit where I was reconnecting pipes and everything else. These little bits here are sort of like the end stops really, so I might actually get the pliers and actually push that hose up a little bit further, because if that clamp is on the barb at the end of the pipe, it's not going to be sealing it properly. So just got to keep a close eye on levels of fluid and any leaks and things like that. Okay, right, I'm going to just pinch that and move that up very slightly, and I'll go out for a drive, and that's almost at max. So go for a drive, do a bit of steering and see if that level changes at all. Okay, great, that's it. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope that video was useful, and I plan to be putting up lots of new exciting videos soon on this channel. I look forward to showing those to you. Okay, thank you. Bye.